feel it, though, can't you? It's her power. There's a war afoot. And there's nothing any of you can do to stop me.
M.Night.
Hi.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
You know, it's really bizarre. First of all, we're in person here.
I love it.
I'm freaking out right now because I'm used to, I think the last time we spoke was for Old.
Yes.
You were wherever you were.
Zooming, yeah.
We were Zooming. Now we're in person. So it's so cool.
So
and
happy to be in the room with you.
Well, I am too. And I started I was reminiscing, you know, because I'm starting my 27th year in January of being a film critic.
Wow.
And I thought the first time we spoke was Unbreakable.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was thinking to myself, wow, we started speaking when I started my career, almost the same time you were.
Yeah, it's identical.
And I did Signs, I did The Village, I did all your junkets, you know. So I'm like, now to be back in front of you like this, it's pretty cool.
Well, that means in the past life, you and I were connected in some way.
You think so?
Yeah.
That was great. That was great. And now we're here for Servant, you know, and now we're ending the series, right? Season 4. But you intended to run it for 6 seasons, didn't you? What made you decide to end it early?
You know, when we started, I said the thesis was we're going to tell a story, but I wanted to have an ending. I don't want us to have this sense of we're just going to keep going till the audience gets tired of us, and then we're going to, you know, skulk away. You know, we have an ending, no matter where we are in our relationship. Even if we're at the peak, we're going to call it. And so I was guessing. And so I said, I picked a number that was not short nor extremely long to say, I can commit to this. I can commit to 6 seasons, 60 episodes. But as we started to make it, I went organically, where is the end of the story? And when the pandemic happened, I was able to kind of arc out the whole thing. And I said, I'm not even going to say how long this is. I'm just going to write the story out. So wrote the story out on a board, took, you know, months and months and months on the board. This happens to her, this happens to him. And then I said, how many is that? And I just counted it up, and it went to the end of the 4th season. So I said to Apple, I think we're going to be out at the end of the 4th season.
Yeah, because this show, if you look at the fandom online, you know, it's like they have so many questions.
Yes.
And so many unanswered questions.
Yes.
So you took that into consideration when you had your big chalkboard, right?
Yes,
and you're putting your notes over like a talk show, right? So is that how you put little strings like you're doing in murder investigation?
Yeah, exactly. Beautiful mind.
Yeah, it's like, oh, like that. And is that something that you said, look, I've got to make sure I answer all these questions because I know the fans have tons of unanswered questions.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's where you're aiming. They can feel that you're confident when you're telling a story, or you're not confident when you're telling a story. If you're using something that's to distract them and going, we're never going to get back to that, and I don't even know how to incorporate that, but I had to come up with something for episode 7 of this X season, you know, they'll feel that, hey, you don't know where you're going. Whereas I didn't want to ever have that feeling. And so as we're getting this final season here, it's really wonderful to kind of take the restraints off and take the minimalism off of my storytelling for the last season, and just excess in the way, because I don't have to hold back anymore. So it's a great 10 episode.
Yeah, because your writing and your films are celebrated with your twists and the sophistication in your movies. So your fans are that way too.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't let them down.
No,
you know?
I mean, I believe when you're doing original material, especially when you're mixing genres like this, drama, comedy, horror, you have to give them the code, essentially, the key to how to take the language. And if you're not consistent, they don't know how to speak the language. And so you're saying, hey, you're not consistent, so how can you possibly ask me to be fluent in this language? So you have to get it pitch perfect.
Servant, Apple TV Plus, you know, final season, man, it's total thrill. I can't wait to watch it. You know, I'm a big fan. And thanks so much for joining me.
You
today,
are
man.
going to love it. We're just mixing and finishing the last few episodes. I'm telling you, I was just saying as you walked in how excited I am. Like, my jaw was dropped last night listening to music for the final episode, and wow, it's such a beautiful conclusion. I hope you guys really love it.
And you know what? After I watch the final episode, we have to meet again. I'll tell you how I saved the Signs junket. There's a great junket story going around. It was up to me. So it was my pleasure. Thanks so much, buddy.
All right, bud. Good to see you.
Good to see you.